Sit back and enjoy 2 hours of fascinating facts you didn't know. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Let's get started.
Recorded in Sauraha, Nepal, this wild rhinoceros belongs to the species Rhinoceros unicornis, native to India and Nepal. Thanks to protected reserves such as Chitwan National Park, its population in Nepal has grown from fewer than 100 to nearly 700 individuals since the 1970s. This has made it more common to see them walking through nearby urban areas, sometimes in search of food. This is the largest of the Asian rhinoceroses. It is characterized by a single armor-like skin with folds that give it an armored appearance. Its single horn, made of keratin, the same material as hair and nails, can measure between 4 and 14 inches.
Recorded in Rotterdam, Netherlands, this amphibious bus provides a tourist route by land and water. The experience is part of the Splash Tour service and lasts approximately 1 hour. The route includes a plunge into the Maas River and views of the city's iconic landmarks. The price varies by season, but generally ranges between $30 and $50. It is an attraction recognized for its unusual and panoramic nature. The video was recorded in Prague, Czech Republic, and shows a ride on a beer bike or bar bicycle. It is a shared bicycle for up to 13 people who pedal while drinking draft beer. The route usually lasts 2 hours and includes tourist areas of the city. The average price per group is $409, according to the operator. The service offers unlimited Czech beer, music, and a guide during the tour. It is a popular experience among tourists for its festive nature.
In Australia lives the red handfish, scientifically known as Thymicthus pallidus. It is a rare species that walks along the seafloor using its pectoral and pelvic fins. These fins are shaped like hands and allow it to move without swimming. It lives in shallow waters near Tasmania. It is one of the most unusual fish in the world because of its mode of locomotion. It is currently critically endangered.
In Indonesia, some people practice what is known as train therapy, lying down on railway tracks with the belief that electrical current relieves ailments. This practice has been observed at stations such as Cengkareng in Jakarta. Although it is popularly associated with relief from rheumatism or migraines, there is no scientific evidence to support it. Authorities have warned about its risks, including electric shocks and accidents.
In the savannas of northern Australia, some birds of prey practice a behavior known as firehawking. Species such as the black kite, the whistling kite, and the brown falcon pick up burning sticks from active fires and drop them in other areas. By doing this, they spread fire to hunt prey such as lizards, snakes, and rodents that flee. This behavior has been observed by scientists, firefighters, and indigenous communities. Although there is no definitive visual evidence of every action, the testimonies are consistent.
The so-called Crooked Forest is located in Nałe Czarnowo, West Pomerania, Poland. It contains around 400 pine trees planted around 1930, all with an unusual curvature at the base. The cause remains without confirmed explanation, although there are theories pointing to human manipulation, snow, or environmental factors. It is a unique phenomenon due to its scale and irregularity. Another similar case is the dancing forest of Kaliningrad, Russia, whose trees present twisted shapes.
Arowanas are tropical fish known for their exceptional parental care. When the female lays the eggs, the male collects them in his mouth to incubate them. This process can last between 30 and 50 days depending on the species and environment. During that time, he protects them from predators and environmental changes. Once the young hatch, the male releases them by spitting them into the water.
In rural areas of India, traveling fairs with traditional amusement rides are held. These attractions are set up temporarily during local and community festivities. Some rides operate without electricity and are powered manually by people from the center or base. The fairs usually attract many people, although attendance varies depending on the region and the occasion.
At Termas del Flaco, Chile, fossil dinosaur footprints are found imprinted on a surface that is now almost vertical. These footprints were made by three-toed theropods 150 million years ago. The terrain was originally flat and muddy, near marine environments. Tectonic movements tilted this layer over the millennia. The site was declared a historical monument in 1967. The footprints are visible on a mountain slope.
Yellow watermelon is a real variety of Citrullus lanatus, native to southern Africa. The first cultivated watermelons had yellow flesh, and over time, red varieties were developed through genetic selection. This is due to preference for lycopene, which is responsible for the red color. The yellow variety predates the red one historically.
Countries such as China, Mexico, the United States, Spain, Indonesia, and Thailand produce watermelons of different varieties. The phenomenon of square waves, also called cross seas, occurs when two wave systems with different directions intersect at angles close to 90 degrees. This pattern forms a visible grid on the surface of the sea and has been documented in places such as the island of Ré in France and off the Turkish coasts in the Aegean Sea. Although uncommon, it represents a real risk for small vessels and swimmers. The forces generated are chaotic and difficult to predict. It is not an optical effect or a visual oddity, but a physical interaction between bodies of water.
In March of 2025, an incident occurred at Texas Tech University related to a gas leak. Green-colored flames emerged from campus manholes, causing alarm among those present. The Lubbock Fire Department confirmed that there was no explosion and no injuries. The green coloration was attributed to the combustion of gas in the presence of compounds such as copper, boron, or metallic halides. These elements, when burned, emit light with greenish tones.
The stone stew known as sudio is a street preparation originating in China, whose name means suck and discard. It consists of stir-frying smooth river stones with oil, garlic, chili, and spices to extract flavor without consuming them. The stones are briefly sucked and then discarded. The dish is accompanied by a spiced sauce that may include ginger, onion, and peppers. Sudio is popular in southern regions of China for its curious and artisanal character. Each spring, from February to May, trees such as cedars and oaks release large amounts of pollen in different regions of the United States, especially in states such as Georgia, Texas, and North Carolina. This natural phenomenon has been informally called a pollen explosion and occurs when trees react to shaking or sudden temperature changes, expelling a visible cloud of pollen that can affect air quality and trigger seasonal allergies. On the Pacaya volcano, located south of Guatemala City, pizzas are baked using the natural heat of fumaroles near active lava flows. This practice is known as Pizza Pacaya and was started by chef Mario David Garcia. The volcano remains in constant activity, with temperatures exceeding 1,832 degrees Fahrenheit in certain areas. Although there are no scientific studies on the flavor contributed by volcanic heat, many claim the pizza has a crispier crust. In 2019, Indian Railways launched a massage service on trains departing from Indore. The initiative sought to generate additional income through massages. The cost was 100 rupees, equivalent to a little over $1. This man is able to control the movements of his stomach to expel large amounts of water. This ability, which seems magical, is actually advanced physical control of the diaphragm and abdominal muscles, a skill that requires rigorous training. The University of Oxford has studied the properties of spider silk for years through the Oxford Silk Group. Although it does not carry out mass harvesting, it collects silk in small quantities for scientific research. The group led by Fritz Vollrath analyzes the behavior of webs and seeks to replicate their structure using synthetic fibers. Spin-off companies such as Oxford Biomaterials and Spintex work on commercial applications. These include medical, textile, and sustainable technological uses. Spider silk stands out for its exceptional strength and lightness. The Polterabend is a German tradition celebrated before a wedding, in which guests break porcelain to attract good luck. It is practiced mainly in Germany, and to a lesser extent in Switzerland and Austria, with variations. The ritual symbolizes that shards bring fortune to the couple. The custom takes place at informal gatherings with family and friends. Its exact origin is uncertain, but it is associated with ancient Germanic rituals. In Tayagua, Zacatecas, the Pinta de Judas, or Tiznadera, is celebrated every year on Easter Sunday. Young people from the town bathe in burned oil to blacken their bodies. They then walk through the streets trying to smear other people. This tradition symbolically represents the sin of Judas Iscariot. It combines religious elements with popular expressions. It is a custom unique to the region. The red-bellied woodpecker is a common species in Canada, the United States, Mexico, Cuba, and the Bahamas. It is known for striking surfaces rapidly, sometimes metallic ones. This behavior can serve to attract a mate or mark territory. It also strengthens its striking system. It adapts well to urban and rural environments. In Navarra, Spain, there is the wine fountain of the Irache wineries, next to the Camino de Santiago. This fountain has two spouts, one for water and one for young red wine. Each day, it is filled with about 26 gallons of wine as a gesture of hospitality. It is intended especially for pilgrims traveling the route. The tradition recalls medieval practices of offering wine to travelers.
It was installed in the 1990s and is a local symbol of welcome. The Rechat structure, also called the Eye of the Sahara, is located in Adrar, Mauritania, and measures about 31 miles in diameter. Its concentric shape is more recognizable from space than from the ground. Although it was once believed to be an impact crater, there is no evidence of a meteorite. Studies indicate that it is an eroded anticline dome formed over millions of years. The oldest rocks inside it are more than 2,500,000,000 years old. Its origin remains the subject of geological study. The view from the ground is less spectacular than from orbit. Recorded in Madagascar, this is a long and extremely strong spiderweb. It is likely from Darwin's bark spider, since these are native to Madagascar and produce one of the strongest webs as well as some of the longest. They are stronger than Kevlar fiber of the same thickness. Kevlar is a very light and strong material used in the manufacture of tires and bulletproof vests. The Congham snail race in England has been held annually since 1960. It is a traditional competition that uses local garden snails. Participants place them at the center of a circle, approximately 13 inches in diameter. The first to reach the edge wins the race. The fastest recorded time was 2 minutes and 20 seconds in 1995. It is a curious event that attracts both locals and visitors. This video was titled Baby Dinosaurs. In reality, they are quoties in reverse. What appears to be the neck is actually their tails. Quoties are native to the Americas and can be seen from Mexico to Brazil. They walk in groups, especially females with young, raising their tails as an orientation signal. They are omnivorous mammals with a varied diet. Achatina snails are giant land snails native to Africa. Some species, such as Achatina achatina, can reach up to nearly 12 inches in exceptional cases. They have been introduced into tropical regions of Asia and the Americas, where they are considered invasive. Their rapid reproduction and varied diet affect crops and local ecosystems. Their elongated shell and size make them easily recognizable. This is a water anole with an air bubble on its head. They are native to Costa Rica and have the ability to submerge in water for 15 minutes thanks to their ability to form an air bubble that adheres to their head. Ball's Pyramid is a volcanic islet located in the Pacific Ocean, belonging to Australia. It lies about 12 miles southeast of Lord Howe Island in New South Wales. Its pointed shape is the result of erosion of an ancient shield volcano. It is estimated to have formed approximately 7 million years ago. The structure reaches 1,844 feet in height and about 984 feet in length. It is uninhabited and difficult to access, which preserves its natural environment. This Ethiopian man is known for his remarkable ability to continuously regurgitate water. He controls his breathing and abdominal muscles to achieve this surprising feat. This ability allows him to drink water and then expel it in a constant stream, a technique that requires exceptional physiological coordination and considerable training. In Japan, hydraulic presses are used to process scrap automobiles. These machines apply high pressure to compress vehicles into compact metal cubes. The process facilitates transportation and recycling of the material. They are used in scrapyards and industrial plants. The giant huntsman spider, commonly confused with a crab spider, belongs to the Sparacidae family. It can reach up to around 4 inches in diameter, counting the legs. It inhabits warm and humid regions of the Americas, Asia, and Africa, especially in tropical zones. It does not weave webs, but actively hunts through nocturnal ambushes. Its main defense is camouflage and speed. Some have spines on their legs, although it is not clear whether they use them for defense. The Indian bullfrog is a large species that can reach up to nearly 7 inches. During the breeding season, males acquire a bright yellow color and develop 2 blue vocal sacs for croaking. Females retain green or brown tones. This species is native to South Asia, including India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Nepal, and Afghanistan. It has been introduced to Madagascar and the Andaman Islands. In Ning'an, China, the use of cannon-shaped sprinklers that spray misted water in the streets has been implemented. These systems help reduce ambient heat during seasons of high temperatures. The fine droplets suspended in the air can form visible rainbows when reflecting sunlight. In addition, the cannons are used to reduce dust in urban or high-traffic areas. This practice has been applied in several Chinese cities as a public health measure. The sculpture, The Traveler, is located at Orlando International Airport, United States. It was created by American artist Dwayne Hansen in 1986. It represents a sleeping passenger surrounded by personal items such as a backpack and real tickets.
It is made of fiberglass, resin, and mixed materials, with authentic clothing and human hair. Its hyper-realistic style creates the impression of a real person. It has been restored to preserve its visual details intact. It is an iconic work that surprises travelers with its extreme realism.
Recorded in New England, United States, a man discovers a rather rare scene: several bait fish frozen inside an ice capsule. The icy formation formed around the bucket in which they were being transported, a reminder that low temperatures in this region can create natural and unexpected sculptures.
In this acoustic experiment, the goal is to break a glass cup using sound. A speaker, a frequency generator, and a strobe light are used to observe vibration. The light reveals deformations in the glass caused by resonance. When the sound reaches a specific frequency, the glass can shatter. The estimated value is 556 Hz, although it varies depending on the glass. This frequency corresponds to short, high-energy waves. Dozens of baby spiders cover a bee. It is very likely that these spiderlings have mistaken this bee for their mother queen. There are many spider species that carry their young on their backs for a period of time until they grow.
In China, nail houses are homes whose owners refuse to sell or leave despite pressure from developers or authorities. This phenomenon has been documented since the early 21st century and reflects tensions between urban development and individual rights. Many of these houses remain standing even when everything around them has been demolished. The resistance is usually due to disagreements over compensation or attachment to the place. During wildfires in the United States, especially in California, the phenomenon of trees burning from the inside has been documented. This effect occurs due to the accumulation of tinder, dry leaves, and resin inside cavities within the trunk. A lightning strike or spark can ignite combustion that remains active without damaging the outer foliage. Although they do not have an official technical name, some informally call them infernal trees. Experts describe the process as a natural chimney inside the tree. The phenomenon has been observed in recent fires, such as those in Sonoma and Big Basin. In December of 2024, a dense dust cloud covered areas of Santiago del Estero, Argentina. The phenomenon was caused by wind gusts that lifted loose soil. The lack of rainfall and low humidity had left the ground dry and exposed. These dust storms are common in arid or degraded regions. They can also intensify due to deforestation or poor agricultural practices. Chefchaouen, known as the Blue City, is located in northern Morocco, near the Mediterranean region. It was founded in 1471 as a fortress by Moulay Ali ben Rashid. The city has around 40,000 inhabitants, although that number varies with tourism. It is famous for its houses painted blue, a tradition that became popular in the 20th century. The blue color evokes spirituality and serenity, attracting visitors from all over the world. Chefchaouen is a unique cultural and visual symbol in Morocco. There are grasshoppers in Central and South America that use camouflage similar to lichens, bark, or moss. This camouflage allows them to go unnoticed by birds, reptiles, and other visual predators. Genera such as Tropidacris and Sphingonotus display cryptic patterns and plant mimicry. Their appearance can be mistaken for elements of the environment. At the SeaWorld Aquarium in Orlando, 2 dolphins have been recorded forming bubble rings known as toroidal vortices. This behavior has also been observed in belugas and some whales, and is interpreted as a form of play. Marine mammals can manipulate these rings, make them spin, stretch them, or destroy them at will. Humans also create them with the mouth or with hand movements. Every year, the Mountain of Hell is held in the French Alps, an extreme downhill mountain by Greece. The competition starts at 11,155 feet above sea level on the Les Deux Alpes Glacier. More than 700 cyclists participate, facing snow, ice, dirt, mud, and rocks. The course demands technique and endurance, with sections where speeds exceed 56 miles per hour. The start is simultaneous, adding chaos and adrenaline. It is considered one of the wildest events in mountain biking. In April of the year 2021, hundreds of swifts entered chimneys and homes in Torrance and Montecito, California. During their migration, the birds became trapped, and firefighters and wildlife services had to intervene to free them. This unusual event was likely due to a combination of factors. Swifts, which naturally nest in cavities, may have mistaken unused chimneys for safe places to rest or shelter during their long migratory journey. The Dragon Bridge is located in Da Nang, Vietnam, and was inaugurated in 2013. Its opening coincided with the anniversary of the city's liberation. The bridge crosses the Han River and is shaped like a dragon, an imperial symbol in Vietnamese culture.
It was designed by the American firm Amann and Whitney, together with the Louis Berger Group. Every weekend, it breathes fire and water as part of a public show. The Festival of Exploding Hammers is celebrated every year in San Juan de la Vega, Guanajuato, Mexico. It takes place around Carnival Tuesday, before the beginning of Lent. Participants strike rails with hammers loaded with homemade explosives made of sulfur and chlorate. The tradition evokes a historical struggle between peasants and landowners, inspired by the local figure of San Juanito. The event symbolizes popular justice and has been preserved as a unique cultural expression. Stone broth originates from San Felipe Usila, Oaxaca, Mexico, and is part of the Chinantec tradition. It is prepared in gourds with fish, tomato, onion, chili, epazote, and water. River stones are heated red hot with firewood and placed into the gourd to cook the ingredients. The process is quick and ceremonial. More than a dish, it is a communal cultural expression. At Heathrow Airport in London, technical failures have been recorded in the baggage handling system. In June of 2022, thousands of suitcases piled up in Terminal 2, leaving passengers without their luggage. The situation forced flight cancellations and the deployment of additional staff to resolve the incident. Another similar event occurred in July of 2025 in Terminal 5. This affected more than 100,000 passengers per day, generating delays and massive complaints. Authorities acknowledged the problem and promised operational improvements. The Pontiac Deluxe 6 of 1939, known as the Ghost Car, was the first transparent automobile in the world. It was built by General Motors in collaboration with Rome and Haas using plexiglass instead of metal. The vehicle was fully functional and based on a four-door sedan model. It was presented at the New York World's Fair of 1939. Its purpose was to showcase technological advances, not to commercialize the design. Today, it is a historic piece of automotive engineering. Greta Odo, known as the glass-winged butterfly, is a species with transparent wings that inhabits tropical areas. It migrates from Mexico to Panama, traveling long distances in search of favorable conditions. It prefers humid environments and forests with dense vegetation. Its transparency serves as camouflage against predators. Haotuan is an abandoned village located on Shengshan Island, east of Shanghai, China. It was a fishing settlement with more than 3,000 inhabitants, but it began to be depopulated in the 1990s. Isolation and the lack of services such as schools and hospitals led to its abandonment. In 2002, it was officially declared uninhabited. Today, it is covered by vegetation and attracts tourists for its ghostly appearance. It can be visited by traveling by ferry from Shanghai to Goki Island. On the island of Maui, Hawaii, there is a road that ascends the Haleakala volcano and reaches more than 9,840 feet in elevation, creating the visual effect of driving above the clouds. Haleakala is an inactive shield volcano that covers more than 75% of the island. Maui is the second largest island in the Hawaiian archipelago. The route is part of Haleakala National Park and is known for its panoramic views. Apparently, this fence has multiple purposes, one for transporting sheep, another for exercise, and a final one to save money. The design of this type of mobile corral is an ingenious solution that optimizes livestock movement, ensuring animal welfare and efficient handling. Spider webs can freeze in mountainous regions such as the high peaks of Córdoba, Argentina, where temperatures drop below freezing. Being made of proteins, they maintain their structure under ice if there is no wind or physical disturbance. Some spiders tolerate extreme cold through biological mechanisms, such as the production of cryoprotectants. Going outside with wet hair at -23 degrees Fahrenheit can cause it to freeze almost immediately. The water in the hair forms visible ice crystals within a few minutes. Diamond wire saws are specialized tools used to cut hard materials, such as reinforced concrete, stone, and metal. They are commonly used in civil engineering, mining, and controlled demolition. Their precision allows for clean cuts in complex structures. On rare occasions, they cut a house in half when there are legal disputes over property. When the parties cannot reach an agreement, the house is divided. This stone river is located in Vitosha, Bulgaria, and is the result of periglacial processes that occurred during the last glacial period. The rocks accumulated through freeze and thaw cycles, forming a unique landscape. Its age may be around 15,000 years. Although they look like dry rivers, they were not formed by direct fluvial erosion. Similar formations exist in Pennsylvania, United States, and in Orihuela del Tremedal, Spain. These sites share cold and humid quaternary geological conditions. Itacolummites are porous stones that can be flexible when cut into thin strips. Their structure allows some movement between quartz grains, which prevents them from breaking easily. This property has been documented in specimens from Brazil, India, and the United States, especially in regions such as Minas Gerais and Georgia. Their appearance resembles a bonded but moldable sandstone. This flexibility depends on the orientation of the cut and the thickness. Recorded in Egremont, England, this gurning championship is held every year as part of the Crab Fair, founded in 1267. The competition consists of making the most grotesque face possible, traditionally framed by a horse collar. The term gurn means to pull exaggerated faces, although its exact origin is not clear. It is considered one of the most peculiar contests in the United Kingdom. Its name has spread due to the uniqueness of the facial expressions.
A fish vortex is a group behavior observed in aquariums and natural environments. It consists of spiral movements performed collectively by some fish. In nature, it can help avoid predators or facilitate reproduction. These actions indirectly contribute to their survival.
In an impressive achievement recorded at the National Stadium of Beijing, the young Wang Zhuang broke a world record. The girl successfully jumped a total of 110 jump ropes at the same time. Her classmates from Suyu Central Primary School turned the ropes in synchrony for the feat.
Bearding, or the bee beard, is a practice in which thousands of bees cluster on a person's face. It is achieved by placing a queen inside a small cage beneath the participant's neck. Worker bees gather due to the attraction of her pheromones. It is performed at agricultural fairs as a demonstration of the peaceful behavior of bees. It is a controlled practice and usually does not cause stings.
The steer named Knickers was recorded in Lake Preston, Western Australia, and went viral due to his unusual size. Although often mistaken for a cow, he is male and belongs to the Holstein breed. He stands nearly 6 feet 7 inches tall and weighs approximately 3,086 pounds, exceeding by several hundred pounds the typical weight of a bull, which is usually around 2,425 pounds. His owner states that he did not receive growth hormones and simply lived longer than average. The exceptional growth is considered a natural rarity.
The shoebill is a rare and very large bird, known for its enormous shoe-shaped bill. It inhabits swamps in eastern and central Africa, including Uganda, South Sudan, Tanzania, and Zambia. It can reach up to 4 feet 11 inches in height. Its behavior is solitary and quiet. It is one of the most singular birds on the African continent. The Ring Road Highway near Reykjavik, Iceland, surrounds the entire island and connects urban and rural areas. In winter, it can experience localized flooding when temperatures rise unexpectedly. This sudden thaw causes water to accumulate on the pavement. Areas near glaciers and rivers are the most vulnerable. Authorities monitor its condition and issue alerts for temporary closures. The Falkirk Wheel is located in Scotland, United Kingdom, and is the only rotating boat lift in the world. It was inaugurated in 2002 to connect the Forth and Clyde Canal with the Union Canal. The structure overcomes a height difference of 79 feet through 2 gondolas that transport boats and water. Its operation is based on the principle of Archimedes, maintaining balance between both ends. Although it has tourist value, its main function is to restore inland navigation between Glasgow and Edinburgh. During the traditional teddy bear toss, fans of the Omaha Lancers throw stuffed animals onto the ice after the first home goal. The event takes place in Ralston, Nebraska, where the team competes in the league. The collected plush toys are donated to foundations, children's hospitals, and charitable campaigns. The initiative strengthens the bond between sports and the community. This practice is also carried out by other hockey teams in the United States and Canada. The Holi Festival is celebrated each year in India at the beginning of spring, generally in March. It is a festivity that commemorates the victory of good over evil according to Hindu tradition. During the second day, called Rangwali Holi, people throw colored powders and water in a festive atmosphere. The celebration includes music, dancing, and traditional food. Participants often end up completely covered in colors. Holi is practiced throughout the country with regional variations. It is an expression of joy, equality, and spiritual renewal.
On the Long Island Railroad in the United States, fire is applied to the rails during days of extreme cold. The goal is to prevent metal intersections from freezing and becoming stuck, which could affect train operation. This technique is used especially at track switches, where metal is more vulnerable to contraction. In the past, liquid fuel was poured directly onto the rails and ignited. Today, gas heaters or safer and more controlled electrical systems are used.
The total solar eclipse of July 2, 2019 was recorded in La Serena, Chile. This astronomical event was widely documented through time-lapse by media outlets and local observers. La Serena, in the Coquimbo region, was one of the optimal points to view the totality of the phenomenon. The event was visible along a band that crossed part of South America.
In January of 2021, a brown bear chased a skier at the Predale Resort in Romania, and the moment was captured on video and shared by international media. The skier managed to escape by throwing his backpack, which distracted the animal. Encounters like this usually occur when humans enter areas inhabited by bears, especially if cubs are nearby. Recent studies indicate an increase in brown bear attacks in Europe. Regions with high bear density and low human presence are the most prone to these incidents.
This effect is known as the floating camera and is common in recordings with 360-degree cameras. It is achieved by using poles designed to remain in the blind spot between the lenses, allowing them to be hidden through the digital stitching process. The shadow of the pole can be seen if light hits outside the area that is digitally removed. The effect depends more on optical design than on manual movement.
Adult frogs are carnivorous and feed on insects, such as flies, mosquitoes, and beetles. Tadpoles, on the other hand, eat phytoplankton, algae, and organic detritus. Detritus consists of biological remains, such as leaves or decomposing matter. They are sometimes seen on fish, although this is not a common or functional behavior. It is more usual to find them on logs, stones, or leaves near water. This habit facilitates their rest and access to the aquatic environment.
Mirror spiders, known as Thuisia argentiopunctata, are native to Australia and stand out for their reflective spots on the abdomen. These shiny structures allow them to camouflage themselves among foliage. They are very small, with sizes close to 1/8 of an inch. They inhabit tropical and subtropical areas, where they build fine webs to catch insects. The largest surfboard in the world was used in Huntington Beach, California, on June 20, 2015. It measured approximately 42 feet long and more than 10 feet wide. It was built by Westerly Marine and Mold Cam as part of the Epic Big Board Ride event. On that occasion, 66 people managed to surf together on the same board for 13 seconds. The feat set 2 Guinness records, one for the number of people on a single board and one for size. In Perth, Australia, blue-banded bees have been recorded, a native species called Amegala cingulata, recognizable by its turquoise stripes. These bees do not produce honey, are solitary, and primarily pollinate blue flowers through buzz pollination. There is another blue bee known as Osmia calamintha, rediscovered in Florida in the year 2020, after years without records. Although they share color, they have no relation or common habitat. The calamintha bee lives in a very limited area and is considered extremely rare.
Recorded in France, this baguette vending machine operates 24 hours a day and is found mainly in rural areas. It uses pre-baked baguettes stored in refrigerated chambers. Before dispensing them, an internal oven finishes baking them to offer hot bread. The system is part of initiatives such as Smart Baguette and Panny Vending. Blue-footed boobies are seabirds known for their coordinated dives to catch fish near the surface. They are common in the Galapagos Islands, where they form visible breeding colonies. Their distribution ranges from Mexico to northern Peru, with occasional presence in Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, and Colombia. These birds stand out for the intense blue color of their feet, which plays a role in courtship.
In February of 2024, a main pipeline burst in Detroit, United States, causing flooding in the Jefferson-Chalmers neighborhood. Water spread through streets and homes before temperatures dropped below -1 degree Fahrenheit. As a result, the area was covered by a thick layer of ice. Dozens of residents were left trapped without basic services. Yanagawa is a Japanese city known as the City of Water because of its extensive canal system. It is located in Fukuoka Prefecture, in the southern part of the country. Its canals were built as irrigation and defense systems and today total close to 578 miles. The city is famous for its traditional boat rides called dankobune. Its architecture preserves the Edo-era style, attracting visitors for its historic atmosphere.
Neil Baba, originally from Uttar Pradesh in India, has been growing rice on his head for 5 years. The intention is to inspire people to care for the environment and to plant more. The genus Draco includes lizards known as flying dragons. They possess membranes called patagia that allow them to glide from tree to tree. They can reach distances of up to 197 feet under favorable conditions.
They do not fly, but launch themselves from heights to move between branches. They mainly inhabit tropical forests of Southeast Asia and are found in regions of the Philippines, Indonesia, and southern India. These monarch butterflies were recorded in Michoacán, Mexico, where they overwinter after migrating from Canada and the United States. They are native to North America and carry out one of the longest migrations among insects. The migratory generation can live up to 8 or 9 months, while others live only weeks. They feed on nectar, but their caterpillars depend exclusively on milkweed. They have been introduced to regions such as Australia and New Zealand. The Muntiochus deer, native to Asia, is known for its small size and unique behavior. Some species measure only about 18 inches in height. They emit sounds similar to a dog's bark when they feel threatened, which is why they are called barking deer. They possess a preorbital gland that they can open and close voluntarily. This gland is used to mark territory through chemical signals. In Mexico, there are hyper-realistic finger prosthetics developed by specialized such as Dinette, based in Guadalajara. These prosthetics are made with elastomers and artisanal techniques that allow the imitation of real texture, color, and anatomy. They are used by people with amputations to improve aesthetics and functionality. The Russian Soyuz capsule has recorded multiple re-entries documented by astronauts. The difference between ascent and re-entry is due to air density, not acceleration. On the way up, rockets pass through thinner atmosphere with less friction. On the way back, they return at high speed through dense layers, generating extreme heat. This friction can damage components if they are not protected. In Mascata, Algeria, a highway was built that left a light pole in the middle of the central lane, functioning and without signage, revealing a planning error. A similar case occurred in Brazil, where a road was inaugurated with several poles between active lanes as well. The snowy owl inhabits Arctic regions of the northern hemisphere, including Greenland during the summer. It is one of the largest owl species, although not the largest by every measure. Adult males are usually completely white, while females and juveniles have dark markings. Their plumage provides camouflage in snowy landscapes. Recorded at Birmingham Airport in England, this is an Emirates Boeing 777 creating long wing vortices. A seagull was recorded in Japan landing on another in mid-flight, an uncommon but real behavior. This act is not associated with mating, as some assume, since seagulls do not perform aerial courtship through physical contact in flight. The observed behavior could be an opportunistic attempt to rest or reposition. Recorded in Florida, United States, this video shows a bird of prey capturing what appears to be a shark. Based on its appearance, it could be a bald eagle, although there is also the possibility that it is an osprey, which is known for hunting fish. The captured animal is not necessarily a small shark. It could be a large tarpon, since both species inhabit coastal waters and have similar shapes from a certain distance. The so-called panda ant is actually a wasp of the species Euspinolia militaris. The females do not have wings and possess a very painful stinger, while the males do have wings but no stinger. Its black and white coloring is aposematic, designed to ward off predators. It is native to Chile, although it has also been reported in other arid regions of the Americas. Despite its name, it is not related to ants or pandas. This is not a dimensional portal, but an optical phenomenon called a light pillar. It occurs on very cold days when ice crystals remain suspended in the air. These crystals reflect light from intense sources, such as the sun, the moon, or streetlights. When they align horizontally, they create a vertical luminous column. The effect may seem strange or supernatural, but it is well documented. It is a natural manifestation of the interaction between light and ice. Ship stabilizing gyroscopes work with a rotor that spins at high speed. This motion generates angular momentum that resists the tilting of the hull. The principle is based on the conservation of momentum, similar to that of a spinning top. This improves navigation in rough waters. The wolf spider belongs to the Lycosidae family and is known for its unique maternal behavior. The female carries an egg sac attached to her abdomen, and after hatching, the spiderlings climb onto her back until they complete their first molt. This habit is not observed in other spider species. Although they are often called European wolf spiders, they also inhabit the Americas, Asia, and Africa. Their bite rarely poses a danger to humans. It may cause mild irritation, except in allergic individuals. Recorded in Calgary, Canada, this video shows a person walking on a frozen lake with a transparent appearance. This phenomenon occurs when ice forms without snow or bubbles, allowing the bottom to be seen as if it were glass. It is common in Alberta during winters of intense cold.
The clarity of the ice depends on specific conditions, such as temperature, wind, and absence of sediment. Although it appears safe, walking on these lakes involve real risks. Ice thickness can vary and is not always uniform.
A coiled cable from a welding machine can behave like an electromagnetic coil. When a strong current flows through it, a magnetic field is generated and concentrated at the center of the loop. This field can cause interference in nearby equipment and affect conductive materials. It doesn't attract metals like a permanent magnet, but it can induce currents in them. If the cable is stretched out and no longer forms loops, the field disperses and the effect diminishes.
Wagyu beef comes from Japanese cattle breeds and is one of the most expensive meats in the world. Its high intramuscular fat content gives it a tender texture and distinctive flavor. Some cuts are aged for weeks at temperatures between 34 and 39 degrees Fahrenheit. This process allows natural enzymes to break down proteins such as collagen, improving tenderness and flavor profile.
Fujian cuisine in China is characterized by its broths and liquid dishes, with mild flavors and refined techniques. On the other hand, there are food replicas made with materials such as silicone or resin used for demonstrations and display cases. These imitations allow dishes to be shown without deteriorating. The so-called rods are visual phenomena that some cryptozoologists interpret as multidimensional beings, but in reality, they are insects passing quickly in front of a camera lens with a low shutter speed. This distortion creates elongated shapes that appear to be unknown entities. Experiments with high-speed cameras have shown that they are moths, flies, or other common insects.
During rainy periods, it is common for homes to be invaded by insects seeking shelter. Among them, some hemipterans such as bedbugs and aphids can proliferate with increased vegetation. Cockroaches thrive in humid environments where there is access to foods rich in sugar, starch, and fat. They are omnivorous and easily adapt to domestic spaces such as kitchens and bathrooms. Their activity increases in warm climates, especially during hot and rainy seasons. They require water to survive, so they seek areas with high humidity. Their reproduction is faster at higher temperatures. These conditions favor colony development.
Kalinka is a traditional Russian song composed by Ivan Larionov. The name comes from kalina, a shrub whose red berries are associated with winter and are known as snowberries. It is one of the most emblematic pieces of Russian folklore. It is performed with dances that include fast spins and energetic movements. This video captures the essence of a snowfall in time-lapse. Watch the snow accumulate rapidly, gradually transforming the landscape from the first flakes to the white blanket that covers everything. Icicles form from the dripping and freezing of water under conditions of intense cold. Although they are sometimes called ice stalactites, the correct term is icicle. In certain cases, they can form around thin threads through which water flows. If the thread is cut at several points but remains connected, the ice segments can appear to levitate. Each autumn, the Tweetsie Railroad Park in North Carolina offers a themed experience known as Ghost Train. Located in Blowing Rock, this event transforms the Old West train into a nighttime horror ride. It takes place between mid-September and early November. There are Halloween decorations, live shows, and spooky zones. In Kibune, Japan, there are kawadoko restaurants, where people eat on platforms placed over the river. One of the best known is hirobun, famous for serving nagashi somen. These white noodles slide down bamboo channels with cold water and must be caught as they pass. They are then dipped in soy sauce before being eaten. The typical dessert is warabi mochi, made from bracken starch. The experience costs about 1,900 yen, around $14. This is a drawing made with poultry, a unique form of ephemeral art. An anonymous artist uses seeds and supports on the ground to guide the birds into forming a simple figure. This living artwork is temporary, existing only while the birds feed. The Battle of the Oranges is a tradition of the Ivrea Carnival in Piedmont, Italy. Each year, participants reenact a symbolic medieval revolt by throwing oranges between two groups. Those riding in carts represent the feudal lords, and those on the ground represent the rebellious people. The celebration has roots in the 11th century and is based on a popular legend. It is one of the oldest festivities in the country. A mound of earth emerging from the water was recorded in Haryana, India, and shared on social media. It has been speculated that it could be due to the accumulation of methane beneath the sediment, a phenomenon possible in environments with decomposing organic matter. Another hypothesis suggests a minor tectonic fault, although this is uncommon in that region. There are no formal studies supporting either explanation. Birds that fly close to the surface of the water take advantage of the ground effect, which reduces air resistance and allows them to save energy. This phenomenon complements the well-known V-formation flight used by migratory species such as geese. Canada is one of the places where this behavior is observed during long migrations. Both flight styles are efficient adaptations. The Grassroots Square installation is located in Oslo, Norway, in front of a government building. It was created by Korean-American artist Do-Ho Soo and is composed of 50,000 bronze figures patinated in green. The sculptures represent people of different ages and backgrounds and are embedded between pavement slabs. They measure between 3 and 6 inches and appear to be holding the stones up from below. The work symbolizes the collective power that supports public structures.
The inflatable Poimo bicycle was developed by the University of Tokyo as a prototype for portable personal mobility. It is made of thermoplastic polyurethane. It is transported folded in a backpack and inflated with an electric pump. When assembled with wheels, motor, and battery, it weighs around 17.2 pounds. Its weight is lower than that of many aluminum mountain bikes, which often exceed 24 pounds. The design seeks practical and lightweight urban solutions.
Glowfish are genetically modified fish that glow thanks to fluorescent genes inserted into their embryos. These genes come from jellyfish and marine corals and cause the color to be expressed naturally. Development began in Singapore, and they have been marketed mainly in the United States since 2003. The most commonly modified species include tetras, barbs, and bettas. The fluorescent color is passed on through reproduction. It is not injected or painted.
Atlantic puffins are seabirds that nest in places such as Skomer in Wales, United Kingdom. Every summer, thousands of individuals migrate to breed on cliffs and islands of the North Atlantic. Although they appear robust, they are excellent flyers and divers, using their wings to propel themselves underwater. Their diet is based mainly on small fish. They inhabit cold regions above the Tropic of Cancer, such as Iceland, Norway, and Greenland. They are a symbol of coastal biodiversity in Northern Europe.
During a live broadcast of the program Primera Edición on Televicentro in Honduras, a glass slid by itself across the table, generating surprise among the hosts. The phenomenon was widely shared and debated on social media, with some speculation about paranormal causes. The most plausible explanation is physical. If the water inside the glass was cold, it could have caused condensation on the outer surface. That moisture would have reduced friction between the base of the glass and the glass table. Even a minimal slope, although not noticeable, would facilitate the movement. In South Korea, camping on ice is a common practice during winter festivals, such as the Hwacheon Festival. Thousands of people set up tents directly on frozen rivers to take part in activities like trout fishing and ice games. Although it may seem unusual, it is part of a very popular local tradition. High demand for space often saturates the riverbanks, leading many to set up on the ice. Conditions are safe when the thickness exceeds 12 inches.
In Australia, it is common to find spiders sheltering in small, dark spaces, such as under handles or furniture. This behavior responds to their need to avoid extreme heat and direct sun exposure. Although there are no specific studies confirming that they hide for that exact reason, it is consistent with their biology. Spiders seek cool and protected environments to regulate their temperature. This visual effect is achieved by vibrating a tube connected to a speaker, causing the expelled water to form helical patterns. By using a specific frequency, the vibration is transmitted to the liquid, creating undulations that are imperceptible to the naked eye. These become visible when recorded in slow motion, revealing the spiral movement. The phenomenon is known as a standing wave in liquids and has been documented in both home and scientific demonstrations. Stratus clouds are among those that form at the lowest altitudes, generally below about 6,560 feet. They have a uniform gray appearance, covering large areas of the sky like a continuous layer. They are common in humid and stable climates.
This is a toy lightsaber, inspired by the design of Kylo Ren, a character from Star Wars. Its two lateral outlets are called quillons, a term taken from medieval swords with crossguards. These structures serve to protect the fighter's hands. Although they became popular in Europe, their specific origin is not clearly documented. The saber's design evokes that defensive function.
The omnidirectional treadmill allows physical movement to be simulated in video games. The user can walk, run, or turn in any direction within a limited space. Wingsuit suits allow gliding during freefall, reducing vertical speed and facilitating directional control. They do not allow flight in the strict sense, so a parachute is always required for landing. Wingsuit flying is practiced in mountainous environments due to height and open space conditions. It is an extreme discipline that requires specialized training. Cunningham Hall, a historic building more than 100 years old, belongs to the University of Washington in Seattle. In the year 2009, it was physically relocated on a special trailer. This maneuver made it possible to preserve its heritage value without hindering the development of the campus. The relocation was carried out to make way for the construction of a new molecular engineering building. Cunningham Hall represents part of the university's architectural legacy. In Accra, the capital of Ghana, heavy rains drag trash into rivers such as the Oda, forming true rivers of plastic. This accumulation impacts areas like Agbobloshi, where many people live among the waste. Local collectors submerge themselves in contaminated waters to recover recyclable materials. Plastic is the main resource extracted and later resold. This informal activity represents income, but exposes people to serious health risks.
The degree of reflection of a mirror depends on its material and shape. Common mirrors with aluminum or silver coatings reflect between 80 and 90% of visible light. However, they do not reflect all solar heat, since part of the infrared radiation is absorbed. A concave mirror can concentrate light at its focal point if the rays arrive parallel. This intensifies energy at that point, generating heat.
In Ida El Tanane, Morocco, fog collecting nets have been installed to supply water to communities in the Sahara Desert. These structures were developed by German industrial designer Peter Trautwein and are part of the Cloudfisher project. They consist of metal meshes that capture droplets of moisture suspended in the air. The collected water is used for domestic consumption, agriculture, and livestock. It also contributes to reforestation initiatives in arid zones. The system is wind-resistant and low maintenance.
In acoustic fields, water droplets can adopt geometric shapes depending on the sound applied. Each shape corresponds to a specific harmonic tone. The second harmonic generates a line, the third, a three-pointed star, the fourth produces a four-pointed figure, the fifth, five, and so on. This phenomenon occurs due to acoustic pressure on the liquid surface. It has been demonstrated in laboratories such as that of Clemson University. Tesla presented a prototype robotic charger for its Model S electric car, designed as a metallic arm that automatically connects to the charging port. Its shape and movement earned it the nickname Robotic Snake. This is a hypothetical combat between a Japanese katana and a European longsword. The wooden katana used in training is called a bokken. Samurai developed refined combat techniques, while medieval swordsmen had better armor and more resistant steel. The comparison between steels is complex and depends on technical context. The closest thing to a real confrontation occurred in the battles of Cagayan, Philippines, in 1582. There, Spanish soldiers faced Asian pirates, including Japanese. This phenomenon observed in Whistler, Canada, is a parhelion, also called a sundog. It is formed by refraction and reflection of sunlight in hexagonal ice crystals suspended in the atmosphere. These crystals are usually found in clouds and cirrostratus at high altitude. The parhelion appears as bright points on both sides of the sun, at 22 degrees of distance. If it is incomplete, only part of the halo or a single bright point is observed. Whistler's cold climate facilitates its appearance. It is a spectacular optical phenomenon and frequent in high-latitude regions. Nymphenburg Palace is located in Munich, Germany, and is one of the country's most emblematic royal residences. Its park covers more than 445 acres and is designed in the English style. Within the grounds, there are canals and lakes that host swans throughout the year. The Nevis Swing is located in Queenstown, New Zealand, and is one of the largest swings in the world. It is suspended about 525 feet above the Nevis River Valley. The ride has an arc of approximately 984 feet and can reach speeds of up to 75 miles per hour. The experience begins with a free fall of approximately 230 feet. The swing simulates a pendulum motion in a spectacular alpine setting, popular among adrenaline seekers. The revelation of a panther watch is a creation of the French house Cartier. Its dial displays the face of a panther formed by small movable beads. These beads float in a special liquid and move as the wrist turns. Some models include diamonds set into the case. The price varies by design, between $135,000 and $150,000. The Girawal is a courtship festival celebrated by the nomadic Wadabe tribe, mainly in Niger, and also in regions of Cameroon and Nigeria. In this event, men apply makeup and dance to attract the attention of women. Participants can freely choose a partner, even if they are already married.
This place is Petra, an archaeological center located in the Arabah Valley, Jordan. It was the capital of the Nabatean kingdom and stands out for its structures carved into sandstone rock. The Khazne, known as the Treasury, is one of its most emblematic buildings, with a facade about 98 feet high. Its style combines Hellenistic influences, and its original function may have been funerary. The Nabateans were a semi-nomadic Arab people, originating from northern Arabia. Petra is a World Heritage Site for its historical and architectural value.
The Romanian village of Gheamana was flooded in the 1980s to store toxic waste from the Rosia Poieni copper mine. About 400 families were displaced, and the valley became a contaminated artificial lake. The water contains mining sludge with high levels of heavy metals. Chinese artist Li Hongbo is known for his sculptures made from ordinary paper, using a technique inspired by honeycomb structures. To create them, he glues thousands of sheets together one by one to form compact blocks. He then carves the mass as if it were wood, shaping human or abstract figures. The sculptures can expand like accordions, revealing flexible internal structures.
The Kubuswoningen are cube houses located in Rotterdam, Netherlands. They were designed by architect Piet Blom between 1982 and 1984. Each house is tilted at 45 degrees and has 3 habitable levels. Although they are real residences, one was converted into a museum to show its interior. Tourists frequently visit the area and often photograph the unique facades. Some residents have reported discomfort due to the constant presence of visitors. The Midnight Planetarium is a luxury watch created by Van Cleef & Arpels that represents the real orbits of Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Each planet moves in real time according to its astronomical cycle, and a shooting star indicates the time. The months are written in French around the edge of the dial. The watch allows the wearer to personalize a lucky day marked with the Earth.
Recorded in a building in San Francisco, United States, these are salsa dancers on a glass floor, seen from below. The nuclear explosion lamp simulates an atomic mushroom cloud with 3-dimensional details. It uses LED lights and is usually made of molded resin. It is used as a nightlight or themed decoration.
This is a 4-stroke motorcycle engine attached to a tree trunk. The gear change is done by striking a stick on the left that acts as an improvised lever, since it cannot be operated with the foot. The rear right wheel serves only a balancing function. Most of the weight of the device is mounted toward the left side, where the mechanical components are concentrated. The front trunk appears to be hollow to reduce weight. In several countries, high vacuum trucks are used for civil and industrial works. These vehicles can suction heavy materials, such as soil, gravel, or sludge. Some models, such as the Super Sucker, have enough power to move solid fragments. This ecorn woodpecker inhabits areas from the southern United States to Colombia. This bird drills dead trees to store acorns, creating structures called granaries. A single specimen can make up to 50,000 holes in a tree, although exceptional cases reach higher numbers. The behavior is cooperative, and the granaries are reused for generations. The Sea Breacher is a semi-submersible personal watercraft with a design inspired by dolphins and sharks. It was created by Rob Innes and Dan Piazza, founders of Innespace Productions in New Zealand. Although Innes is from New Zealand, the company operates from California, United States. The vehicle can jump, turn, and partially submerge.
The so-called fifth wheel for parking was invented in the 1930s by Brooks Walker, who registered a patent in the year 1932. The system consisted of a retractable wheel at the rear of the car that, when lowered, lifted the rear axle and allowed the tail of the vehicle to rotate to facilitate parallel parking. Although the mechanism worked technically, it was never commercially adopted due to its complexity, high cost, and loss of usable space. Reversing maneuvers proved to be more practical and economical. The invention remained a mechanical curiosity with widespread application.
In the Choa Chu Kang neighborhood in Singapore, cases have been recorded of floor tiles certainly cracking. These events are not related to seismic activity, as no tremors were reported at the times of occurrence. Although there is no official documentation explaining the phenomenon, experts suggest it could be due to thermal expansion of materials. High temperatures and humidity in the local climate can cause stress in structures. At the restaurant El Celler de Can Roca in Girona, a mobile dessert cart is presented as part of the dining experience. Designed by Andreu Carrulla, this object combines technology and visual play. Its autonomous movement surprises diners at the end of the menu.
The idea is inspired by kinetic art, especially the strand beast sculptures of the Dutch artist Theo Janssen. In Ottawa, Canada, dragon boat races are held on ice as part of winter events. Dragon boats originate in China and have a tradition of more than 2,000 years. In their classic form, they include 20 paddlers, a drummer, and a steerer, totaling 22 people. In ice competitions, the number may vary depending on regulations. The boats are adapted with blades and are propelled using special picks.
Recorded in Michigan, United States, this restaurant sells one of the largest burgers in the country. This is a juicy burger, and possibly one of the tallest. This other one may have broken a record in the United States for the largest burger.
The Gupatan Dam is located on the Wu River in Guizhou Province, China. It is a large-scale hydroelectric project that includes a ship lift measuring 328 feet in height. This system allows navigation in a mountainous region that is difficult to access. Its construction improves river connectivity and supports regional development. The project focuses on energy generation and flood control. It is one of the tallest ship lifts in the world.
The Kangaroo electric car was designed exclusively for people who use wheelchairs. It allows the driver to access the vehicle through a rear ramp without leaving their chair, which becomes the seat. It reaches a maximum speed of approximately 28 miles per hour. Its range is around between 30 and 62 miles depending on the model. It was conceived by a Hungarian company and developed in the United States by Community Cars.
A mecha is a humanoid robot created by the British company Engineered Arts. It was presented in December of 2021 and is designed to interact with humans. Its face has multiple actuators that allow hyper-realistic facial expressions. It also has movement in the neck, arms, and torso, achieving very precise gestural communication. It incorporates artificial intelligence systems that allow it to respond and maintain basic conversations.
This type of makeup belongs to the art of optical illusion, where facial features are manipulated to create disorienting visual effects. The trick of painting the left eye as if it were the right one is based on inverted symmetry and forced perspective, which tricks the brain into interpreting the image as a misaligned mask. The nose, mouth, and outline are drawn with precise shading and contrasting lines that simulate volume and depth.
Exhaust backfire occurs when unburned fuel explodes in a vehicle's exhaust system. Although it is not normal in conventional cars, it can be induced in modified vehicles. Some include mixture adjustments or advanced ignition systems to generate flames.
There are dog-shaped pillows designed in 3 dimensions available in online stores. They often represent popular breeds such as Shiba Inu or Golden Retriever and are made of soft plush material. The design aims for visual realism and also serves as a decorative or resting object.
In Shenzhen, China, more than 600 drones malfunctioned and fell from the sky during a show. Although the cause was not confirmed, experts believe that a loss of GPS signal or electronic interference may have triggered a subsystem failure, causing some drones to lose their position and fall, while others continued with the program.
A car drives in reverse along a street in Los Angeles, United States. Its driving is precise, possibly taking advantage of a natural slope. It is speculated that the vehicle has a mechanical problem that forces the use of reverse gear. This type of maneuver requires coordination and knowledge of reverse dynamics. It is an atypical example, but related to a mechanical failure on a public road.
Butaoshi is a traditional Japanese sport practiced by cadets of the National Defense Academy. Each team has 150 players, divided into 75 attackers and 75 defenders. The objective is to tilt the opposing pole more than 30 degrees from the ground. Matches last 2 minutes and are repeated if there is a tie. Kicking, hitting, or performing dangerous actions is prohibited. The practice is intense and has generated debate due to its physical contact. The event is held annually during the Academy Festival in Yokosuka.
The Cuatro Palos viewpoint is located in the Sierra Gorda of Querétaro, Mexico, at more than 8,858 feet above sea level. From there, the phenomenon known as a sea of clouds can be observed, especially at sunrise during certain times of the year. Clouds become trapped between the mountains due to the humidity of the temperate forest. Limestone rocks and deep valleys favor this ecological contrast. The site is popular for its views and biodiversity.
In a video recorded in India, a man is seen throwing an axe-shaped object that returns like a boomerang. Although it appears to be a traditional tool, it is actually a wooden boomerang painted to simulate an axe. The lightweight design allows it to return after being thrown. In the Netherlands, there is the Velomeer Aqueduct, a unique structure where water passes over a roadway.
Vehicles travel through a submerged section of about 10 feet in depth, while boats cross over the artificial lake. The levitating cup magic trick uses real techniques, such as invisible thread, commonly known as fishing line. This is better concealed if the magician wears light-colored clothing, helping disguise the setup. The liquid in the cup can add tension to the thread and stabilize the levitation. The illusion depends on balance and visual perspective. It is a creative variation of classic illusion techniques.
A direct-to-wall printing machine allows high-resolution images to be applied onto vertical surfaces, such as concrete, wood, or glass. It uses ultraviolet inkjet technology, resistant to water and sunlight. It is common in personalized decoration and mural advertising.
The mirror dancer's costume is made of hundreds of mirror pieces. These outfits are popular at special events and festivals where dancers reflect the surrounding light to create a dazzling light show. The high cost of these costumes is due to the fact that they are handmade and custom designed for each performer. Carbon dioxide is a colorless gas heavier than air, capable of moving like an invisible waterfall. This phenomenon has been demonstrated in experiments where the gas extinguishes candles by displacing oxygen. It can be easily generated at home by mixing baking soda with vinegar. In Kamchatka, Russia, mosquito vortices forming visible columns above the ground have been documented. They are swarms of males circling around females to mate. Although they resemble tornadoes, they pose no danger and do not bite. This phenomenon occurs in summer in humid areas. Mosquitoes live between 2 and 4 weeks. Males die after fertilizing and females after laying eggs. In a viral video, a man is seen playing badminton against what appears to be the wind. However, neither the grass on the ground nor his clothing moves, indicating that there is no air current. User analysis suggests that the shuttlecock is tied to an almost invisible thread. When a pickup truck gets stuck in mud, climbing into the truck bed is a common tactic to help it get out. By adding weight to the rear, traction on the tires increases, allowing them to grip the firmer ground beneath the surface. This counterweight technique is often enough to get the vehicle moving. In Chongqing, China, autonomous delivery trucks operate as part of advanced logistics projects. These vehicles, designed for urban deliveries, operate without a driver on board, reach speeds of up to 25 miles per hour, and have a range close to 112 miles per charge, which is suitable for daily routes. They use sensors, cameras, and navigation systems to move accurately, although many still have remote supervision for safety reasons. During migration, hundreds of geese fly in a V formation to optimize their effort. This structure allows them to take advantage of the air currents generated by the movement of their companions. The goose flying behind benefits from reduced resistance, which lowers energy expenditure. It's a natural pattern of aerial cooperation. The Médanos de Coro National Park is located in the state of Falcón, in northwestern Venezuela. It was created in February of 1974 to preserve its unique desert ecosystem. The park's mobile dunes, known as médanos, constantly change shape and location due to the action of the wind. This phenomenon has led them to be called nomadic sands. To walk safely on frozen water, the ice must be at least about 4 inches thick. This thickness can support the weight of an adult person under normal conditions. However, ice strength also depends on temperature, uniformity of the layer, and the absence of currents. The Nevado Bar, located in Shanghai, China, offers a winter-themed experience where artificial snow is the center of the spectacle. This international cuisine restaurant combines snowy ambiance with live shows, music, and light games. Visitors enjoy scenes surrounded by white scenery, visual effects, and artistic performances that evoke alpine landscapes. The place is designed to simulate a permanent winter atmosphere, ideal for those seeking a different sensory experience. Recorded in Florida, United States, a manatee drinks fresh water. Manatees swim in both saltwater and freshwater. We can assume this is a freshwater manatee in a saltwater area, taking advantage of the stream of fresh water. Marine mammals in general have less salt concentration in their blood than seawater. For this reason, they always take advantage of drinking fresh water when they can. Polyurea is a synthetic polymer used as a waterproofing material in various industries. It is characterized by its rapid curing, especially when applied hot. It is highly resistant to wear, abrasion, and extreme temperatures. Its flexibility allows it to adapt to different surfaces without forming joints. In addition, it has notable durability under demanding conditions. It is used in construction, mining, and industrial coatings. Combat juggling, also called gladiator, is a sport in which players juggle 3 clubs while trying to make their opponents lose their pattern.
It can be practiced one-on-one, in teams, or all against all. Directly hitting the opponent is prohibited. Only interference with their clubs is allowed. The game has existed since the 1970s, although its exact origin is debated. It has moderate popularity in Europe and the United States. Makoko is an informal settlement located on the Lagos Lagoon in Nigeria. It is known as the Venice of the Poor for its still houses built over water. Approximately one-third of the neighborhood lies over the lagoon, while the rest extends onto dry land. Its population is estimated between 150,000 and 300,000 inhabitants, although there are no official figures. Fishing is a common activity, especially among the Egun people. Transportation is carried out mainly by canoe. At Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas, luggage begins its journey after the registration or check-in process. Once tagged, it is transported by automated belts that direct it to security scanners. These systems use radio frequency technology to track each bag. Then, the items are classified according to destination and loaded into containers. The route takes place out of the passenger's sight, in tunnels and restricted areas of the airport. This system streamlines the massive handling of luggage in high-traffic facilities. The Shark Tank is an attraction at the Golden Nugget Hotel in Las Vegas, United States. It consists of a water slide that passes through an aquarium of 200,000 gallons. Live sharks and other marine species swim inside the tank. The giant umbrellas are located in sacred places of Saudi Arabia, such as Mecca and Medina. They were installed to protect pilgrims from extreme heat that can exceed 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Each umbrella measures approximately 66 feet in height. They are made with ultraviolet-resistant fabric, and some incorporate solar technology. Their automatic deployment takes around 3 minutes. They were designed by the German firm S.L. Roche, specialized in lightweight structures. Recorded in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, this gold vending machine is located at the Emirates Palace Hotel. It is part of the Gold to Go system, which offers bars and coins with prices updated every 10 minutes. The cost depends on the international market and may include markups of up to 30%. A bar weighing 2.5 grams could cost around 500 dirhams, but this is not a fixed price. Although payment can be made by card or cash, the value changes constantly. Buying gold is considered a stable investment, but it does not guarantee profitability. The video was created by Venezuelan Oswaldo Colina, known for his channel Dedos Bailarines. It shows choreographies performed with his fingers dressed in miniature clothing that simulates real dancers. This technique is called finger dance and has gained great popularity on social media. Blausee is located in Kandergrund, Switzerland, and is famous for its turquoise blue waters surrounded by alpine forests. It is a small lake but very popular due to its scenic beauty. This is how an art book is sculpted. First, the book is cut. A block of extruded polystyrene is also cut, which is a rigid foam and the material where the work is done. A soldering iron is used to cut the polystyrene. The mountains are sculpted with a precision knife. The door is made with balsa wood. Acrylic paint in various colors is used to paint the mountains. Finally, the green powder is moringa leaf powder. Some fish species such as cichlids, pufferfish, and arowanas have demonstrated notable cognitive abilities, including the capacity to recognize human faces and associate them with rewards. In certain studies, they have been observed identifying their regular caretakers and remembering stimuli for months or even years. Some individuals can be trained to eat directly from a hand, although this behavior is not common in all species. Intelligence and learning capacity vary considerably, depending on the type of fish, its environment, and the kind of interaction with humans. The salmon dance originates from the Gayo people in Aceh, Indonesia. It is performed in a line and on the knees, with dancers forming a compact row. The key lies in the exact synchronization of claps and rhythmic movements. It is accompanied by chants in the Gayo language during cultural or religious celebrations. It was declared intangible cultural heritage by UNESCO in 2011. Its execution requires precision and intense group work. It represents a unique expression of collective identity and ancestral tradition. In rural communities, it is common for residents to cooperate to tow stranded vehicles. This occurs when supply trucks are unable to move forward over difficult terrain. American artist Alexa Mead paints directly onto human bodies and three-dimensional objects. Her technique creates the visual illusion of two-dimensional portraits, collapsing real depth. She uses acrylic paint to transform living people into images that appear to be flat canvases. The models are photographed without digital effects, highlighting the painted illusion. This inversion of trompe l'oeil makes reality appear painted. Mead has exhibited her work internationally and has collaborated with musicians and scientists.
The Peak Walk by Tissot is located in Switzerland. It is the first suspension bridge in the world that connects two mountain summits. It links the Viewpoint Lookout with the summit of Sex Rouge. It has a length of 351 feet and a width of approximately 31 inches. It offers panoramic views of the Swiss Alps, including the Matterhorn and Mont Blanc. It was inaugurated in the year 2014 and is open to the public depending on weather conditions.
The martial art known as whip and dagger was developed in the United States by Tom Meadows in 1987. It is inspired by Filipino and Southeast Asian techniques involving weapons such as the whip and dagger. It is a hybrid discipline with both martial and performance purposes.
A water leak can freeze if the ambient temperature is low enough. Ice can form starting from the most exposed end, depending on pressure and flow speed. In some cases, the frozen shape of the water appears to preserve the design of the flow. This occurs due to the rapid solidification of the liquid as it is expelled. The region of Cappadocia in Turkey is famous for its unique rock formations, historic underground cities, and hot air balloon flights. Goreme, Uçhisar, and Derinkuyu are among its most visited locations. Every day, dozens of balloons cross the sky at sunrise, offering spectacular views of the landscape. In some places, groundwater can be naturally contaminated with methane. This gas originates from the decomposition of organic matter or from seepage from deep geological formations. Although dissolved methane is not toxic, it can be released as gas in wells or homes. If it accumulates at high concentrations, it becomes flammable. The technique used is called video mapping or projection mapping. It consists of projecting animations onto physical objects by adapting the image to their three-dimensional shape. A digital model of the object is created to adjust the visual perspective. Then, the contents are designed to fit that geometry. The system uses calibrated projectors and specialized software to achieve precision. Recorded in London, England, this art installation is called Rain Room and was created by the German collective Random International. It uses sensors that detect the presence of people and block the flow of water in real time. The experience allows visitors to walk through a room under the rain without getting wet. It was first presented at the Barbican Center in the year 2012. The system combines three-dimensional tracking technology with immersive art. Jetson 1 is a single-seat electric aerial vehicle of the multicopter type. It was developed by the Swedish company Jetson Aero and can reach up to approximately 63 miles per hour. It is equipped with LiDAR radar that allows it to detect obstacles during flight. Its price is around $98,000, depending on additional options. Flight autonomy is approximately 20 minutes. It is designed for recreational use, not commercial or urban use. This is the dice tower trick, a skill that consists of stacking several dice inside a cup. The effect is achieved through rapid and controlled shaking that aligns the dice by friction and rebound. Although it is often attributed to centripetal force, inertia and vertical motion are actually involved. There is no rotation around an axis, so centripetal force in the strict sense is not generated.
Recorded in time-lapse, these are ice spikes growing. Water always begins to freeze from the edges towards the center, and at times, liquid water is expelled through a small hole in the center of the ice, pushed by the contraction of the frozen water around it. This spike can continue increasing in size as long as a hole exists, like a tiny volcano through which the water escapes.
A viral video shows a gigantic moon in the Arctic, but it was actually digitally created by artist Alexei Petrev. The moon never comes that close to Earth as shown in the montage. If it did, there would be catastrophic flooding due to increased tides. Orbital rhythms would also change, and lunar cycles would become shorter. Solar eclipses would be more frequent due to the moon's larger apparent size. The Golden Sahara II was a concept car created by George Barris from a damaged 1953 Lincoln Capri. It stood out for its futuristic design and for incorporating technologies such as remote control, joystick steering, and automatic brakes. Its experimental tires made by Goodyear with neothane material included internal lighting. This development sought to explore new possibilities in automotive safety and design. Atmospheric vortices are classified as cyclonic and anticyclonic, and their direction of rotation depends on the hemisphere in which they form. In the northern hemisphere, cyclonic systems rotate counterclockwise, and anticyclonic systems rotate clockwise. In the southern hemisphere, the opposite occurs, due to the Coriolis effect. This difference is key to understanding pressure system dynamics. Cyclones are associated with low pressure and unstable conditions, while anticyclones correspond to high pressure and usually bring stable weather.
Recorded in the United States, this is the garbage gulp. It is a vacuum connected to the intake of a garbage truck. This innovative system is likely designed for the efficient collection of small waste or for cleaning spills in urban areas. Automation and specialization in waste management are crucial for maintaining hygiene and sustainability in modern cities.
Thousands of birds often perch on power lines in different regions, especially in urban areas. They do so for several reasons. The cables offer stability, good height for surveillance, and in cold climates some residual warmth. It is common behavior among gregarious species. They are not electrocuted because there is no potential difference when standing on a single wire. Sabuto is a tabletop soccer game invented in England in 1946 by Peter Adolph. It is played by flicking figures with the fingers to simulate soccer movements. The rules require that the figure touch the ball without touching one from the opposing team, and it cannot be used more than 3 consecutive times. Shots on goal are taken from within the shooting area, not necessarily after crossing midfield. The Iberian ibex is found mainly in Spain and some areas of northern Portugal. It is an excellent climber, thanks to its hooves split into 2 toes that allow it to grip rocky surfaces. The underside of its hooves has soft pads that increase friction. This adaptation gives it stability on steep terrain.
Cast iron is used in railings due to its strength and ease of molding, since pure iron becomes liquid at least 2,800 degrees Fahrenheit. In industry, carbon alloys are used to lower that melting point, allowing variants such as gray iron to melt from approximately 1832 degrees Fahrenheit. This property facilitates pouring into detailed molds, and when cooled, the material retains great hardness and durability, making it ideal for ornamental and security structures.
The Wieliczka salt mines, located in Poland, are a tourist attraction recognized by UNESCO. Although their total depth exceeds 980 feet, the tourist route reaches up to 443 feet. The path has an approximate length of 2.2 miles. Inside, there are sculptures carved in salt, underground chapels, and chandeliers whose crystals are made of salt. These mines stopped commercial salt production in 1996. Since then, they have been preserved as historical and cultural heritage.
The Spanish brand Lincoln Drones aims to replace waiters with drones and bars, and also seeks to deliver beer over distances of up to approximately 3 miles. The project is in a testing phase and aims to facilitate fast deliveries in rural areas. The phenomenon known as a cloud tsunami has been recorded in places such as San Antonio, Chile, and Lake Michigan in the United States. It consists of a mass of coastal fog or dense cloud cover that moves rapidly due to changes in pressure and temperature. In Chile, it occurs when a coastal trough pushes moist air from the sea toward the mainland. At Lake Michigan, it can be generated by cold fronts that condense moisture. Physical obstacles can modify the shape of the clouds, but they do not create them.
A popular decorative trend recreates cloudy skies inside rooms using synthetic pillow stuffing and LED light strips attached to the ceiling. These lights can be programmed to simulate lightning, and some models allow Bluetooth synchronization with speakers, generating storm effects. The combination produces an immersive and visually appealing atmosphere. The Madrid Maersk is one of the largest container ships in the world. It was built in South Korea by Daewoo Shipbuilding and Marine Engineering in the year 2017. It measures 1,309 feet in length and belongs to the second-generation Triple E class. Its capacity exceeds 20,000 standard containers. It reaches a service speed of approximately 25 miles per hour. It operates under the shipping company Maersk Line, a global leader in maritime transport. Its design prioritizes energy efficiency and emission reduction.
During certain recreational competitions, the San Boldo Pass in Veneto, Italy, is transformed into a circuit for drift tricycle races. This mountain pass, built in 1918 by the Austro-Hungarian Army, is famous for its tight curves and tunnels carved into rock. Viral videos show participants descending at high speed on modified tricycles. The Slider King channel has documented these events. The road has one-way controlled traffic, which allows occasional sporting use.
In Florida, researchers from the University of Florida trigger lightning in a controlled manner by launching small rockets towards storm clouds with an attached copper wire, which allows the electrical discharge to be guided along a straight vertical path. This technique, used at the International Center for Lightning Research and Testing, facilitates detailed study of lightning physics, including its electrical and acoustic behavior. The region is especially suitable for these tests due to its high frequency of storms, which provides optimal natural conditions for atmospheric research.
In the United Kingdom, there are so-called ghost trains.
These are services that run with minimal frequency, often once a week and with very few passengers. Their purpose is to avoid the official closure of certain routes, which would imply a costly bureaucratic process. This includes public hearings, technical studies, and complex legal procedures. Railway companies prefer to keep them active to retain operating rights. Although they are not profitable, their operation is cheaper than dismantling the line. It is also expected that they could be useful if demand increases in the future.
Coronal rain is a solar phenomenon in which hot plasma cools and descends toward the surface of the sun. This plasma reaches temperatures close to 1 million degrees Kelvin. Its motion follows magnetic field lines, forming visible arcs called coronal loops. The material circulates through these structures before condensing. This process occurs in the solar atmosphere, not on the surface.
During winter in Arkansas, United States, some trees take on a crystalline appearance due to the accumulation of ice from freezing rain or wet snow. This visual effect has been informally called crystal trees because of their shiny appearance. The added weight can cause branches to break or entire trees to collapse. The phenomenon occurs more frequently during intense winter storms.
Tug-of-war, also known as rope pulling, is a strength sport practiced by two teams competing by pulling on a rope. It was part of the Olympic program between 1900 and 1920. Countries such as Taiwan and England have participated in recent international championships.
The Basque sculptor Andoni Bastarrica is known for his impressive hyper-realistic sand figures. His works, mainly animals, are displayed on beaches in northern Spain. To achieve realism, he uses wet sand combined with ash, coal dust, clay, stones, and sometimes glass. Details such as textures or hooves are created with simple tools like brushes and toothbrushes. He also incorporates natural elements such as real horns or colored rocks. His sculptures usually last only a few days, but capture great attention on social media.
Several carts assembled like a train transport a huge amount of straw. Although the load appears heavy, straw is surprisingly light. A curious fact is that a compact bale of straw can weigh as little as 33 pounds, allowing large volumes to be transported with relatively less effort. In the United Kingdom, first-person view acrobatic drone flying is practiced. Pilots wear goggles that receive the live signal from a camera on the drone, allowing them to fly as if they were on board. This modality includes races and maneuvers in open or indoor spaces. There are special tracks, such as those at Hoverforce in Cheshire. Events and competitions are organized by the British Drone Racing Association. The giant rubber duck was created in 2007 by Dutch artist Florentine Hofman. The sculpture is part of a series that transforms everyday objects into monumental pieces. Its goal is to provoke wonder and joy in public spaces. This work has traveled the world as a floating installation. It has been exhibited in cities such as Sydney, Taipei, Shanghai, Seoul, London, and Sao Paulo.
There are remotely controlled scale aircraft carriers that allow the takeoff of miniature radio-controlled airplanes. They are technical developments created by enthusiasts of naval and aerial modeling. Some incorporate ramps or functional launch systems to simulate real maneuvers.
This car is a prototype that can change color thanks to a coating based on e-ink technology. This paint contains millions of microcapsules with black and white pigments that react to applied voltage. By modifying the electric field, the visible pigments on the surface are altered. The system only allows variations in grayscale and does not generate its own light. High-speed drones are an impressive reality, with custom models exceeding 93 miles per hour. In fact, some racing drones have reached more than 161 miles per hour. These drones are piloted using virtual reality goggles for precise real-time control. Johnny FPV is a well-known American pilot who uses these drones to create videos. Their lightweight and powerful motors make them ideal for racing and audiovisual production. The sailfish and the marlin belong to the same family, but they are different species. The sailfish is considered the fastest in the ocean, reaching up to 74 miles per hour over short distances. The blue marlin is also fast, although its average speed is lower. Michael Phelps, an Olympic swimmer, reaches about 6 miles per hour. The Omni One prototype is a virtual reality device with a bidirectional treadmill. It allows users to simulate physical movement within virtual environments. It includes motion sensors and a Pico 4 Enterprise app set. In India, a man was recorded lifting a Royal Enfield motorcycle onto the roof of a bus while carrying it on his head. The vehicle exceeds 440 pounds, but he manages to maintain balance thanks to a protective base and extensive practice. The act went viral in the year 2014 due to his impressive physical skill.
Masayume is an art installation in the form of a hot air balloon with a human face. It floated over Yoyogi Park in Tokyo in July of 2021. It measures about 66 feet tall and was created by the Japanese contemporary art collective Mei. Its design was inspired by a dream of one of the group's members.
The ScanMarker Air is a scanner pen capable of digitizing printed text simply by sliding it over the surface. It transfers information directly to a computer or phone via Bluetooth connection. It includes text-to-speech functions, useful for accessibility or educational support. It also offers automatic translation in more than 140 languages, depending on the model and the application used.
Skeletonics is a Japanese company that manufactures mechanical exoskeletons without electricity. The suit stands about 10 feet tall and weighs around 88 pounds. It mirrors the user's movements through a system of linkages. Each gesture is mechanically amplified, without motors or batteries. It operates solely on the energy of the human body. It is designed for technological and artistic exhibitions. In large parking lots, it is common to observe several trailers maneuvering simultaneously. These maneuvers require experience to avoid angle errors or abrupt movements. They are practiced in logistics centers, cargo terminals, camps, or recreational areas. Drivers apply techniques such as three-point turns and trajectory corrections. A mixture of copper sulfate with hydrogen chloride can produce a blue flame due to the spectral emission of copper. However, this reaction requires controlled conditions and is not common outside laboratories. Acoustic levitation is a technique that allows objects to be suspended in the air using sound waves. It uses ultrasonic frequencies above 20,000 Hz, which are not audible to humans. These waves generate enough pressure to counteract gravity. The intensity can reach up to 155 decibels. The method is used in scientific and industrial experiments. It allows materials to be manipulated without physical contact. Deep Dive Dubai is the deepest diving pool in the world. Located in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, it has a depth of approximately 197 feet and is decorated like a submerged city with apartments, vehicles, and themed spaces. Among its features are a pool table and a functional foosball table underwater. The experience is offered at different levels, from snorkeling to advanced diving. Prices vary by package, and some options exceed $400. The site has become a global attraction for certified divers. This is a jet of glyphosate. Glyphosate is an herbicide used in agriculture. This appearance is likely due to it not being diluted in water, but it could also be caused by the pressure at which the chemical is released, combined with a camera creating a stroboscopic effect. For those who are not yet familiar with the stroboscopic effect, it is achieved with a strobe light that emits flashes of light, and these flashes can be synchronized with the speed of water droplets, as in another common home experiment. Ants can communicate through stridulation, sounds produced by friction between parts of their bodies. This mechanism does not depend exclusively on the rubbing of legs, but on specialized structures in the abdomen. The vibrations generated are transmitted through the substrate and serve as alarm signals or social interaction. The sand curtain is an experimental design created by the Mexican firm Álvaro Ramírez Arquitectos. It works like an hourglass. When the panel is rotated, sand falls between two panes of glass and blocks the light. This mechanism acts as a blind without the need for textiles. The system seeks to combine light efficiency with architectural aesthetics, and although it is still in the prototype phase, it has been featured in specialized media. The plexus sculptures were created by Mexican artist Gabriel Dawe. They are made with stretched colored threads that simulate beams of light in space. Dawe explores themes such as identity, perception, and the relationship between art and architecture. His technique combines mathematical precision with visual sensitivity. The installations often occupy large spaces and change depending on the viewer's perspective. In regions of China, such as Hangzhou, power line workers operate at heights close to 328 feet. This type of work is part of high-voltage transmission projects. Technicians carry out their tasks on tall metal towers, exposed to extreme conditions. To rest, they use temporary platforms or support structures on the towers themselves. They can spend long workdays suspended at height. The job requires specialized training and advanced safety equipment. The ice city of Harbin in China hosts a winter festival each year featuring monumental sculptures. Replicas of famous buildings are constructed using blocks of ice from the Songhua River. Versions of the Roman Colosseum and temples such as Angkor Wat have appeared. Mosques and cathedrals have also been included. The strange light illuminating the landscape could be due to an electrical discharge caused by a short circuit in a high-voltage installation. This type of event can generate intense and sudden flashes, especially if there are exposed power lines, faulty transformers, or overload at a nearby power plant. Travis Rice is an American snowboarder born in Jackson Hole, Wyoming on October 9, 1982. He is recognized for his mastery in mountain freeride snowboarding. He has won medals at the Winter X Games and other international competitions. There are residential elevators designed for small homes and people with reduced mobility. These systems allow conventional stairs to be replaced in limited spaces. They usually have low energy consumption and quiet operation. They are marketed by companies such as Stilts Elevator. The Midmer Losh organ at Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, United States, is the largest in the world. It was built between 1929 and 1932. It has 33,112 pipes and can generate extremely high wind pressures. This allows it to fill very large auditoriums with sound. It is played with hands and feet through keyboards and pedals. It includes a grand piano integrated into its system. It is recognized as the largest and loudest musical instrument ever built. In December of 2020, a resident of Kentucky went viral for an extreme solution to snow. He was recorded using a flamethrower to clear the entrance to his house. The video showing this unusual and bold technique spread rapidly. These are expandable tables from the American company Rossi. The tables can be expanded by remote control or manually, depending on the design. Some are restored antiques. A table similar to this is worth $20,000. The Big Bend is a conceptual skyscraper project designed by OIO Studio in New York. It proposes a U-shaped structure with a height of approximately 2,100 feet and a total length of about 4,200 feet. Its goal is to become the longest building in the world, not the tallest. It would be located on Billionaires Row in Manhattan. It was presented in 2017 as an architectural provocation. Dynamic facial projection mapping was developed by the Tokyo Institute of Technology in Japan. It consists of projecting images onto human faces in real time, adjusting to their movements. It uses a coaxial optical setup with synchronized camera and projector. Although it is designed for faces, it can be adapted to other moving surfaces. Its application includes digital makeup, fashion, interactive art, and shows. The infinite dodecahedron is a decorative lamp with a geometric shape of 12 faces. It uses LED lights and internal mirrors to create an illusion of endless depth. Its visual effect is based on multiple light reflections inside the object.
Japan records some of the heaviest snowfalls in the world, with up to 125 feet in northern regions. In the United States, Mount Rainier in Washington accumulated more than 102 feet in a single season. Mount Baker also reached nearly 95 feet in 1999. Alaska recorded close to 82 feet at Thompson Pass in 1953. In California, Squaw Valley reached approximately 59 feet in 2016.
In Jordan, there are structures known as the Big Circles, formed by low stone walls with diameters reaching up to 1,476 feet. They were documented in the 20th century, but their origin remains unresolved. Some archaeologists suggest they are at least 2,000 years old, although they could be much older. It is not known who built them or for what purpose. Some are crossed by ancient Roman roads, indicating their minimum age. The tulip fields in Goeree over Vlakke, Netherlands, are known for their intense colors during spring. Tulips originate from Central Asia, especially Kazakhstan, where several wild species are protected. Their cultivation expanded to Persia and the Ottoman Empire, becoming a cultural symbol. The commercial kitchen machine, Quoloko, can prepare up to 120 eggs per hour. It is ideal for restaurants with high demand. It is equipped with intelligent temperature control and a touchscreen display. Its design allows eggs to be fried and omelets to be made automatically. It can be found online for approximately $4,800.
In Lopburi, Thailand, the Monkey Festival is celebrated every year, usually on the last Sunday of November. During the event, banquets of fruits and vegetables are offered to local macaques. The celebration takes place at the Wat Pra Prong Sam Yot Temple. It was established in the 1980s as a gesture of gratitude. Monkeys are considered a symbol of good fortune in the region. The festival attracts thousands of visitors each year. These are time-lapse videos created by Google Earth that show the rapid growth of some cities, such as Dubai and the United Arab Emirates, Las Vegas in the United States, and Shanghai in China. There are pens with heat-sensitive ink that becomes transparent when heat is applied using a hairdryer or flat iron. One of the most well-known models is the Pilot Friction, widely used in crafts and temporary writing.
Its ink allows quick corrections without physically erasing the paper.
In Brazil, as in other places, there are sled-style attractions that use articulated sliding carts. These systems incorporate brakes to control speed, which is essential for safety.
A shower of sparks caused by a lightning strike was recorded in St. Petersburg, Russia on May 19, 2021. The event occurred when lightning struck trolleybus cables at an urban intersection. The electrical discharge reached a nearby metal structure, generating flashes over pedestrians. The incident illustrates the power of thunderstorms in densely wired urban areas. In Iceland, during certain volcanic eruptions, pyroclastic fragments can be observed falling onto snow in elevated areas. These materials include ash, lapilli, and volcanic bombs expelled by the crater. The contrast between the heat of the material and the snowy environment creates striking scenes. Volcanoes such as Vagradasfall and Hekla have shown this type of activity. Although uncommon, there are functional motorcycles with wooden frames. Some are engineering prototypes, others are handcrafted pieces with real engines. They demonstrate that wood can be viable in experimental motorized design. In Kachin, Burma, thousands of people descend slopes in search of jade, often illegally. The region holds the largest jadeite reserves in the world, highly valued in China. The jade trade moves billions of dollars each year. Working conditions are dangerous and collapses are frequent. High-quality jade can reach very high prices. Some bracelets have sold for $100,000, although this is not an average value. Extraction remains a high-risk activity with strong demand.
In Turkey, there are industrial facilities dedicated to the production of bitumen emulsion, a key material in paving. Bitumen is obtained by distillation of petroleum and is mixed with water and emulsifiers to facilitate its application.
Some electric unicycles can reach speeds of up to 31 miles per hour. This figure is comparable to that of certain urban trains on slower sections. The aquaspinner is located at Aquapark Reda in the city of Reda, Poland, near Gdańsk. It is the first rotating slide wheel type water slide installed in Europe. Its structure spins like a horizontal Ferris wheel, causing riders to slide back and forth inside the tube while riding on refs. The ride simulates a loss of gravity through changes in rhythm and direction. It was designed by the company Wiegand Water Rights.
The Yangchuan Canyon in the Chinese province of Shaanxi is part of the Qiankun Bay Scenic Area along the Yellow River. Its meander reaches a 320-degree turn, considered one of the most spectacular in the world. This area is recognized as a national geopark and a 5A level tourist attraction.
Although it may seem that some buildings rotate or deform, they do not physically move. Instead, architectural projections are used through techniques such as video mapping, which use light, digital animation, and three-dimensional modeling to simulate movement on real facades. These displays are usually part of cultural events, urban shows, and public celebrations, and serve an artistic purpose without altering the building structure. Recorded in Berlin, Germany, this is a giant water vortex with space in the center for a person.
Analemma Tower is a conceptual project by the studio Cloud's Architecture Office. It proposes suspending a skyscraper from an asteroid placed in geosynchronous orbit at about 31,070 miles in altitude. The building would follow an analemmatic trajectory over the Earth without touching the ground. Construction would begin on land and later be transferred to the asteroid.
Recorded in West Bengal, India, this is the Hooghly River, one of the branches of the Ganges River. The Hooghly runs through the city of Kolkata, facilitating transport and commerce. Kolkata is one of the most populated cities in India, with more than 14 million inhabitants in its metropolitan area. The vessels that navigate this river are informally known as Kolkata boats. These boats and ferries connect different urban and suburban points. The hopping car competition is part of lowrider events, such as the Arizona Super Show held in Glendale, United States. Vehicles modified with hydraulic systems compete to reach the greatest vertical height without getting stuck. This practice is part of lowrider culture, which originated among Chicano communities in California starting in the 1940s. The cars are customized with paint, music, and adjustable suspension. A via ferrata is a mountain route equipped with cables, metal rungs, ladders, and other fixed elements that allow safe progression through vertical or exposed areas. In Switzerland, there are notable routes such as Daubenhorn in Leukerbad or Murren-Gimmelwald, accessible to hikers with proper equipment. The term has Italian origins and became popular during the First World War in the Alps. The most famous via ferratas are in the Dolomites, but there are also many in France, Germany, and Spain. There are special skateboards for wheelchair users that are popular in sports. Some do not secure the chair, so balance depends entirely on the user. Braking varies depending on the model. It can be manual, assisted by another person, or through integrated electric systems. These adaptations aim to combine mobility and extreme sports. In the United States, they have gained visibility in accessibility communities. Their design requires precision and training to be used safely. On the plains of the Fitzroy River in Australia, movement patterns formed by herds of sheep have been documented, as seen from drones. These images show how the animals group together and move forward as a mass. These patterns have been compared to natural flows due to their collective behavior. Recorded in Jalisco, Mexico, these are giant tires, likely intended for mining trucks such as the impressive Belaz in Belarus. These massive wheels, which can measure several feet in height, are a crucial component for vehicles operating under the extreme conditions of open-pit mining. A single tire for a mining truck can cost tens of thousands of dollars and weigh several tons, underscoring the specialized engineering required for these operations. Thousand Trees is a shopping center located in Shanghai, China, designed by English architect Thomas Heatherwick. Its structure is composed of columns that support trees, creating the appearance of green mountains. The project integrates nature and architecture within a dense urban environment. In addition to shops, it includes offices, cultural spaces, and public areas. Café Legato, located in Tokyo, serves a dessert known as burning cake. It is a version of the baked Alaska dessert with vanilla ice cream covered in meringue. The dessert is flambéed at the table using almond liqueur. Finally, a splash of chocolate sauce is added. In China, there are mobile mechanical assistance vehicles that allow minor roadside failures to be repaired. They are equipped with tools to solve issues such as dead batteries or flat tires without calling a tow truck. These services are common in dense cities with high demand for assistance and reflect practical solutions to simple mechanical failures.
In Los Cabos, Mexico, there are completely transparent boats that allow passengers to see the seabed without the need to dive. They are made of acrylic or plexiglass and offer an experience similar to wearing a diving mask. During the ride, it is possible to observe fish, rock formations, and sea lions, especially near the Arch of Cabo San Lucas. These vessels have become popular for their immersive visual effect. Tours usually cost between $20 and $30 per person, depending on the operator.
Pure water begins to freeze at 32 degrees Fahrenheit under normal atmospheric pressure. Freezing can vary if there are impurities or pressure changes. Brittle ice forms when surface layers cool rapidly. This type of ice can support little weight and breaks easily. Its strength depends on temperature, thickness, and water composition. In Hidalgo, Mexico, there are red dunes located in the municipality of Pacula. Their characteristic color comes from high concentrations of iron oxide and the mineral laterite. This landscape has been nicknamed the Red Planet due to its appearance similar to Mars. It is located between Pacula and Zimaban within the Sierra Gorda region. It is an emerging tourist destination with growing interest due to its geology. According to the hypothetical design, cascading incense burners use special cones whose smoke is denser than air. In calm environments, this smoke descends slowly through channels like a waterfall. The visual effect results from the shape of the burner and the composition of the smoke. Although it does not contain carbon dioxide, its behavior is similar. It falls by gravity instead of dispersing. Jiangkou is one of the steepest and most dangerous sections of the Great Wall of China, located north of Beijing. It was built or repaired during the Ming Dynasty, starting in the year 1368. Its condition remains in ruins, and it is not officially open to tourism for safety reasons. Even so, some locals offer access from the village of Shisazi, charging around 20 yuan per person. Jiangkou attracts hikers for its spectacular views and rugged layout. Its route presents real risks due to its verticality and lack of maintenance. The largest public restroom in the world is located in Chongqing, China, inside the Foreigner Street theme park, known as the Porcelain Palace. It was inaugurated in the year 2007 and houses more than 1,000 toilets distributed in a large building. The designs are extravagant and are part of a tourist attraction. The facilities were functional at the time, although some were used only as an exhibit. Contrails are visible formations left by aircraft at high altitude. They are produced when water vapor generated by combustion condenses into ice crystals. Although they do not contain toxic residues, they do alter the radiative dynamics of the atmosphere. Studies indicate that their climatic impact can be comparable to that of emitted carbon dioxide. In China, police use facial recognition technology to identify suspects in minor crimes, such as theft or infractions. This system allows people to be tracked in public spaces with high precision. It is also used as a state surveillance tool, especially in sensitive regions such as Xinjiang. Its implementation has raised international concern due to control over minorities and dissidents.
Polar auroras can be observed from space, as recorded by astronauts on the International Space Station. Aurora borealis occur in the northern hemisphere and aurora australis in the southern hemisphere. They form when charged particles from the solar wind collide with Earth's magnetic field. This interaction excites atoms in the atmosphere, which emit light as they return to their normal state. They usually appear near the poles, where the magnetic field is strongest. They are among the most studied and photographed natural spectacles. The visual effect that seems surprising at first is simply the reflection of water on glass. This type of illusion occurs when light and angle generate an unexpected image. In this case, the cameraman is recording from inside a car.
It is possible to carry out an acoustic experiment using a transparent tube and small foam balls. By passing sinusoidal sounds through it, vibration patterns can be observed inside. This phenomenon is related to resonance and standing waves.
In Brazil, cases have been recorded of people transporting gas cylinders while riding a bicycle. This practice occurs mainly in areas with limited resources or rural zones, where bicycles are the available means of transport. Although it involves risks, many use it as a solution in the absence of motorized transportation. These images reflect creativity in the face of logistical difficulties. Recorded in Tokyo, Japan, this vending machine sells umbrellas that are especially useful on days of unexpected rain. They are common in stations, streets, and commercial areas. The typical price ranges between 500 and 1,000 yen.
Holographic fans with LED lights project three-dimensional images through rapid rotation. Their blades contain programmable LEDs that create optical illusions in the air. They are used in advertising, exhibitions, and technological decoration. The visual effect depends on synchronization between speed and light.
The species Canodes ales, known as the electric clam, inhabits reefs in Indonesia. It does not generate electricity. Its flashes come from tissues that reflect ambient light like neon lights. This visual effect has generated scientific interest due to its possible defensive or attraction function. It is believed that the flashes could confuse predators, although there is still no consensus. The phenomenon is the result of the iridescent structure of its tissues.
This is a silent disco. Instead of playing ambient music, people listen to music through headphones. The headphones are decorated with LED lights, or users can even play their own music. The first time such a silent event was depicted was in a Finnish science fiction film, The Time of the Roses, from 1969. It was not a real event, but it anticipated the concept decades in advance. Strangely, a car appears on the roof of a small structure beside the road. We do not have a shot of the surroundings, but most of the time this occurs in accidents when the house is below the road, as in those that occurred in Chile, China, and the United States.
This log became trapped, balanced on a stone in the middle of the river. The current hits it from both sides, causing a movement similar to that of a paddle. The splashing is due to the variable flow of the water and the unstable point of support.
This is the entrance to the underwater observatory in Lake Zug in Switzerland. It looks like a doorway to another dimension.
Contrails are trails of ice crystals formed by water vapor from aircraft engines at high altitude, and at times visually align with ground structures, such as chimneys. When a contrail appears to come out of a chimney, it is simply an optical coincidence. In April of the year 2017, during a soccer match in the Netherlands, fans lit black flares in the stands. The smoke generated appeared like a fire and forced the match to be briefly suspended. The interruption lasted only a few minutes, and no serious incidents were recorded. The apparent objective was to disrupt the game, although there were no notable disciplinary consequences.
These are toys made of wood and peanuts, which are activated by placing money on them. They are activated not only with coins, but also with bills. They likely operate with batteries. If you pay attention, the money is placed on a small button that activates them.
These are shopping carts that move on their own. It is very unlikely that supermarket parking lots are built on a slope, so they are most likely being pushed by the wind. This is a wingsuit flight over the Maldives Islands. The Maldives are an island country located southwest of India, in the middle of the Indian Ocean. It is composed of about 1,200 islands, of which around 200 are inhabited. Its average elevation is just over 3 feet, making it the lowest country in the world. For this reason, it is considered especially vulnerable to rising sea levels.
In London, England, KitKat carried out an advertising campaign with a human vending machine. A person stood inside the device and handed chocolates directly to passersby. The action took place at London Victoria Station. The goal was to reinforce the brand's slogan, "Take a break."
A polar bear walks through Charing Cross subway station in London, England. This mechanical bear is part of an advertising campaign for the television series Fortitude. The life-size figure is operated by puppeteers and designed to accurately simulate the movements of a real bear.
At the Voringsfossen waterfalls, located in Eidfjord, Norway, restrooms have been installed as part of the Mabo-Dollens route. This area is part of a tourist journey that runs through the valley and offers stunning views of Norwegian landscapes. The sanitary facilities are strategically placed near viewpoints and walkways.
What appears black in an image may be volcanic ash or snowflakes seen in shadow. Snowflakes are white or transparent, but under certain lighting conditions they can appear dark. This occurs especially when viewed against dark backgrounds or in poorly lit areas. Ash, on the other hand, is naturally gray or black and can be confused with snow if it falls finely.
The Dassault Rafale is a French multi-role fighter jet officially introduced in the year 2001. It is among the most advanced aircraft in the country and is used by the air forces of France, India, Egypt, and Qatar. Its Delta Canard design and fly-by-wire system allow high lift maneuvers and great agility. The Rafale excels in air-to-air combat, air-to-ground missions, and reconnaissance. It has also been exported as part of strategic bilateral agreements. A car steering wheel should not spin uncontrollably under normal conditions. It is connected to the steering system that moves the wheels. If it turns on its own, it may indicate a mechanical or electronic failure.
Recorded in the United States. These are Chevrolet and General Motors pickup trucks modified to be driven in reverse. The design included the tow and hitch at the rear and functional headlights at the front of the inverted vehicle. Desert roses are natural formations composed of gypsum crystals mixed with sand, generated in arid environments by the evaporation of water in saline soils. The process produces rosette shapes resembling petals, hence the name. These structures are classified as evaporite rocks due to their sedimentary origin. They are common in desert regions, and although their appearance may seem artificial, they are completely natural. These fish remain inside a droplet due to the surface tension of the water and thanks to the hydrophobic texture of certain aquatic plants like this one.
Jiatang is a city located in Yunnan Province, China, with an economy centered on agriculture and mining. It is considered one of the least developed regions of the country. From the air, some urban areas may appear impressive due to their layout among mountains. However, on the ground, certain sectors show limited infrastructure and precarious conditions. Reports point to depopulation problems and a lack of basic services.
In September of 2020, the Spanish town of Villamalea witnessed an unusual spill. More than 13,200 gallons of wine spread through a winery due to the rupture of a large industrial tank. Images of the red torrent went viral, showing a true river of wine in the streets. In the West Grand Canyon, there are extreme activities, such as zip lines and suspended swings. Some reach speeds close to 50 miles per hour. The cliffs in the area exceed 3,300 feet in height. 2 people were seen wearing diving helmets on a public train as protection against germs. The use of bubble-style helmets has become popular as a form of personal expression rather than medical protection. Some homemade models are sold online for around $40. However, these devices do not have official certification and do not guarantee effectiveness against pathogens. In Germany, the transport of radioactive materials, such as uranium or tritium, is strictly regulated. It is carried out in shielded containers and under official supervision. If a truck carrying phosphorus is observed without nuclear safety measures, it is unlikely to be transporting radioactive material. It is more common for it to be carrying phosphorus or other luminescent compounds. These are used in toys, signs, or sensors that glow in the dark. The ship Arvin split in two off the coast of Bartın, Turkey, on January 17, 2021. The collapse occurred due to structural failures and adverse weather conditions. Some crew members escaped by swimming or clinging to floating debris. This is an African albino snail taking a bath, an image that revealed the beauty of the species. They originate from regions of Tanzania, Kenya, and Somalia, where humidity conditions are ideal for their development. These impressive mollusks can reach considerable size, with shells up to 4 3/4 inches, and have a lifespan of up to 6 years, which is quite long for an invertebrate. In Egypt, watercraft shaped like sports cars have been manufactured by the company Jetcar Cairo, founded by Karim Amin. These boats use local materials combined with Japanese engines and are designed for navigation in tourist areas such as Alexandria. Their striking appearance has attracted international attention, and they have been exported to several countries. The price per unit varies by model, ranging between $19,000 and $44,000. The YouTuber Professor Live, whose real name is Grayson Boucher, is known for his pranks on public basketball courts. In one of his most popular videos, recorded in Venice Beach, Los Angeles, he appears disguised as a nerd, using glasses, a button-up shirt, and a clumsy attitude to surprise with skillful plays. Real players react spontaneously to his unexpected performance. In Kruger National Park in South Africa, turtles have been observed sunbathing on the backs of hippopotamuses. Turtles need solar heat to regulate their body temperature. Hippopotamuses, for their part, spend much of the day submerged in water to stay cool. Their main activity takes place at night when they come out to feed.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe so you don't miss more interesting content. Leave your comments and click on any of these videos. See you next time.